40, it's really weird. When you get birthday cards up until 39, they all have like balloons on them and stuff and stars. And when you get 40, they're all black. And they all say, "Oh no!" And it's like, "Happy birthday, Veronica, love, death." And it's like, really, it's weird. And my friends gave me weird gifts. Like one of them gave me $40. So I'm worth $1 a year to this person. If I was like a sponsor a kid, that's like 0.3 cents per day for most of my life. Just not feeling so strong. But I do feel strong about being a little more wise. I feel like I can give really good advice to people. Like if young women come up and ask me questions like, so I'm dating this guy, I'm not really sure how I feel about him, but I think he likes me, and I'm not sure, but like, what should I do? Because like, I'm thinking I should compliment him, because like, you're a lot older, like, what do you think I should do? I can say something like, well, I think my best advice is that you should just maybe relax, take a bath, you light a few candles, and then open a vein. Because I can't stand most of the young girls that are out there today. I don't understand what's happening with the dumb girl thing. It's becoming a huge trend.
All the girls, they all talk upward like this at the end of their sentences, and for some reason, the only sentence that doesn't end upward is when they go, "Thank you."
And they all talk the same, you know what I mean? They all have like little clusters of irritation all throughout the United States. But there's usually that one friend in the group who has that super raspy party voice. Like she's the girl who goes right up to the bar, turns around to all of her friends and goes, "Let's do shots, you guys! Shots, party!" Like, her voice is like the personification of bad choices. I never understood when I would see a girl with an engagement ring on in this little group, that some guy could look at that girl who has the potential to say something like, "And then she went to the party, she's wearing the same freaking dresses I was wearing," and I was like, "What the hell? We freaking talked about this!" And he's like, "I have to have that for the rest of my life." And I love that they all wear Ugg boots. That's the big thing too. I hate Ugg boots. I hate Ugg boots. Here's the thing I want girls to understand. I know you think they're cute and that they're sexy. Not one guy in this room finds Ugg boots cute or sexy. That's why strippers don't wear Ugg boots. Because they look like a pile of dirty hamburger buns, right? They're disgusting. Dumb girls. I met a girl so dumb she got a tattoo on her neck. Big tattoo on her neck, and it was the word death with a skull. And I said, "What, pray tell, made you get this tattoo?" And she goes, "I got this tattoo to remind me to never be in an abusive relationship ever again." I was like, "You're never going to be in any relationship ever again." I don't know who's going to date a chick with a giant skull, the word death across her neck, except for maybe a guy with a skull, the word death on his neck, in which case he's probably going to kick the crap out of you. And if I was going to get a tattoo to remind me to never be in an abusive relationship ever again, I would get it done someplace practical, like on the back of my hands. Was that bad? Was that bad? And I think the whole dumb girl thing, it started with like Kim Kardashian. Don't you think Kim Kardashian? She's not the best influence. Every time I see her in an interview, she'll say something like,
"I just think it's awful that people judge me, because when you think about it, like, they don't even know me."
I'm like, "No, we saw your vagina, remember? Yeah. We know you inside and out, my dear. Yes, we do. Yes, you're easy to judge. It's not really, I don't know, it's like she made $65 million last year. You know, $65 million in a year. Because she has a nice ass and she's a slut. That's it. That's what's on her resume. I've seen it, and it's on her special skills. What really bothers me as a professional woman trying to make it in this business is I have a nice ass and I've been a slut. I've never made $65 million on her. She's some sort of pioneer. But she gets her own show, right? You guys, you know, the comedians are always trying to get her own show. That's our end goal, is to get her own show. Kim Kardashian gets her own show. Her sister, who looks like a man, she gets her own show. Anybody on television that's an idiot, that is like really weird, creepy, a drug addict, these people all get TV shows, right? Like, have you seen that show, My Strange Addiction? Have you watched this at all? Okay, if you don't know what it is, just use deductive reasoning. My Strange Addiction. It's a show about weird people doing weird things. There was a guy who has sex with his car. Yeah, he has sex with his car. He like rubs the steering wheel and like climbs underneath it and makes out. Look, the tailpipe is there. I'm just assuming that's happening. But what's really weird is he has to come out to his friends about the whole situation. And his poor friends are saying things like, well, I'm trying to understand where Ted's coming from. Like, nobody understands where Ted's coming from unless they screw their car. Are there tons of, and it's a Dodge Neon. This guy totally settled, you know what I mean? If you have a Maserati, you might want to screw your car, that's all I'm saying. Otherwise, then there was a girl on it who eats the insides of couch cushions. Yeah, did you see that girl? She thinks a futon is a snack, it's really weird. And they had a therapist come out, she analyzed the situation. She goes, well, you have to understand that Tiffany does this because she was assaulted. By a couch? Why would you eat the inside of a couch? Why don't you just do drugs like everybody else who's assaulted? Like, when does it go from heroin to ottoman? I don't understand that at all. It's just... I mean, all these like extreme makeover shows. I hate the extreme makeover shows because what they'll do is they'll take one person's interest and they'll turn it into everything about them. Like, 11-year-old Max loves to play the piano. So we've made his room sheet music curtains, and we've got some, you know, musical instrument chairs, and his carpet actually plays the piano. Here's the thing, poor 11-year-old Max is gonna take up skateboarding in like 6 months, right? And his friends are gonna walk and be like, dude, you're a pussy, right? That's what's gonna happen. And I love the time, they always put time frames, right? Can we finish Ted and Stacy's bathroom in 15 hours? I'm like, I don't know, you put the time frame on it. We didn't, is that a standard time that we don't know about that contractors have, you know, 15 hours? First of all, if it's real life, just have the contractor never show up. That's what reality TV should be. Just never be there, they'll just yell at each other the whole season, but I don't know, I don't understand anything anymore. I think that's the thing too about getting older, you're just confused by stuff, you know? I don't understand the way people raise their kids or don't raise their kids. Why do we give kids trophies when they lose? Why do we do this? Like there's this, thank you suburbia, that's what's your fault. Everybody wants their kid to feel good, you know that? We all want them to feel like a winner. Well, do you want your kid to feel like a winner? You want him to be a winner, because there's a big difference. And there's nothing worse than a loser who thinks he's a winner. That is the worst. You know, that's the whole cast of the Jersey Shore, basically. That's really... It's like sometimes, look, stand-up can be really hard. Like, you guys are a great crowd, you're having a lot of fun, it's a nice night. Sometimes it's really tough, you don't get laughs. But the reason, I get up here all the time and I'm willing to risk failure. Not because my parents told me I was a winner every day, okay? My parents loved me enough to tell me I never amount to anything. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you know, my mother was my teacher. I don't know if anybody was ever in that situation. My mother was my, anybody at all? No? Okay. My mom, it was crazy. You were, yeah? No? Are you learning? Your mom was your teacher? No? Did you whistle? Who whistled? Oh, you did. Your mom was your teacher? What year? Year 7? 70, 1970, your mom was 1970. So how old were you, sir? We're going to reveal this to the crowd? 0. Wow, you were a fetus as a student. This is awkward. What year were you in school? You were wasted, never mind. Why? Why did I do this? Why this side of the room? I'm going to talk to you going forward. Because what's happening? Obviously, you didn't even go to school. I don't even know what happened to you. It's all right, I'm just joking around. But here's the thing. So my mom was my teacher, and she was my teacher in 8th grade. And here's the thing. My mother had this theory. I'm going to treat you just like any other child, right? So I had to call her Mrs. Mosey, which is awkward for me because that's her name. And then she wouldn't drive me home from school. I had to take the bus. And then she would send my father warning notices about my behavior in class. So we would sit there, I remember sitting there like, this is so weird. Like my dad would say to me, I understand there's a problem in school. And I was like, Dad, you have no idea what a bitch this woman is. It's weird. I don't know, nobody moves their kids out of the way anymore. That's another thing I can't stand about the world. I don't know why. Like, I was behind this guy and his daughter in the subway. She was like this tall, and she had a yellow dress, and yellow shoes, and yellow hat, yellow tights. She's like a buttery little ball of crap in my way. And the father's holding her hand out here, then he has her stroller in his other hand, so they're like 15 feet feet wide, right? And they're walking up this giant staircase. Every time they took a step up the stairs, the little girl would go,
step, step, daddy, step, step, daddy, step, step, daddy.
There's 137 steps to go. And there's a group of like 50 of us behind them who were like, move it, bitch! But the worst part was the father had this look on his face like, wow, my little girl, she can walk. That's not a miracle. That's not a miracle. That's what she's supposed to do, right? Like, if she were at the base of the stairs in a wheelchair and then stood up, and then said, stop, stop, daddy! I'd be like, that's a miracle! One thing that brings me joy in this world is I love listening to people's voices. I think people's voices saddle them into who they are in their lives. Like, if you meet a woman who's about this tall, and she talks like this, and all the friends talk like this, and she lives on the Upper East Side, and the woman's gonna do nothing but return stuff to Bloomingdale's for the rest of her life. That's all she'll ever do, right? She'll never be like a phone sex operator. You'll never hear her say something like, what am I wearing? Well, I have a Gloria Vanderbilt pantsuit on, and then sometimes, like, I listen to the really super tough Puerto Rican girls on the bus in Brooklyn, and I love when because one girl said, yo, so I'm thinking about going into medicine, you know what I'm saying? Those suckers make a lot of money, shit, right? So I was trying to picture her as like a doctor, you know, like maybe a cardiologist. She comes out with my chart after I get an echocardiogram and says something like, yo, so we was like looking at pictures of your ticker, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so your heart is supposed to be going like ba-boom, 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 right? And instead, it's like bam, 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 like actual information and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So we're thinking we're gonna need to start cutting you, you know what I'm saying? And like otherwise, you need to go like